السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله، الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربي زدني علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class of دروس اللغة العربية لغير ناطقين بها, and inshallah ta'ala today we are going to uh, continue where we stopped last time in lesson number 3, which is Majhool verbs, right? Which is Majhool verbs, and we'll continue from where we left off. So let's continue with the Tamarin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. لما تأخر الطلاب? Why were the students late? Right. So if you remember, we had a story and we had the lesson that they were late and so on. So they were late because تأخر الطلاب because لأن ما فتح المطعم, because the restaurant was not open. لأن المطعم فتح متأخرا. لأن المطعم فتح متأخرا. The students were late because the مطعم opened late. في أي ساعة يفتح المطعم كل يوم ومتى فتح اليوم? At what time, at what hour does the restaurant open every day? And ومتى فتح اليوم? And when did it open today? So if you remember, it opened like 15 minutes late, right? It 15 minutes late. So uh, يفتح المطعم كل يوم ومتى فتح اليوم. So it's 15 minutes late. So فيفتح الساعة السادسة إلا ربعا. It usually opens at 5:45, quarter to 6. وفتح اليوم الساعة السادسة. And today it opened at 6 o'clock. في أي, see, this is all يفتح, right? مجهول. في أي شهر ولد صلى الله عليه وسلم? In which month did the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم was born? ولد مجهول. فعل ولد صلى الله عليه وسلم في شهر ربيع الأول. He was born in ربيع الأول. ولد صلى الله عليه وسلم في شهر ربيع الأول, in ربيع الأول. في أي عام ولد صلى الله عليه وسلم? In which year was he born? ولد في عام الفيل. ولد عام, okay, year عام 70 و500 للميلاد. He was born 570. 70 is 70 and 500 is 500. He was born in 570. للميلاد is ميلادي, Christian era, 570. في أي عام ولدت أنت? In which year were you born? Right, you can say ولدت في عام, you should start with like 19 في 19, or you have to start with units place actually. في 93 و 900 is was 900 و1000, something like that. Or ولدت عام 5, so this is 5, و80 85, و300 385, that's 385, و1000 للهجرة, and 1000 للهجرة. So he was born in 1385 Hijri, 1385 Hijri. Now we have it 4041, so almost 70 years have passed. أي سورة تقرأ في كل ركعة? Which surah is read in every salah? تقرأ في كل ركعة سورة الفاتحة. سورة الفاتحة. تقرأ, oh, I think I missed one. Oh, they removed this. Okay. تقرأ سورة الفاتحة في كل ركعة. Surah Fatiha is recited every day. من الذي سرق كتابه? who is the one who saw who stole, whose book was stolen, right? This is how we translate. Suri Qais was stolen. Kitabu, whose book was stolen. So his name was what? Allazi suriqa kitabuhu Idrisu. The one whose book was stolen was Idris. So help me with the next exercise. تأمل الأمثلة الآتية للفعل المبني المجهول وعين نائب الفاعل في كل واحد منها. Ponder on the following examples for فعل مبني المجهول and specify the naib file. So remember, last time we did that the maf'ulun bihi will become naib file, and the naib file, like the file, is always marfu. Is always marfu. Naib file is always marfu. So first one, bunya al-Islamu ala khams. Islam is based upon five. شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة والحج وصوم رمضان. Right? Shahada, bearing witness that there's no Allah ilaha illallah, there's no one worthy of worship except Allah, wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, and then Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, wa iqam salah, and establishing prayer, wa ita is zakah, and giving zakah, wal hajj and hajj, wa sawmi Ramadan, and fasting of Ramadan. So where's the knife file? Where's the knife file? Anyone? You have to specify the knife file. It's al-Islamu. Naam, al-Islamu. How do you know? Bunya, you can see bunya, right? This is the majhul verb. Rasulu. No, no. There's no verb, right? Nai file means after a passive verb. This is passive, right? So after this, bunya, bana, yabni is was the ma'lum, the active voice of it. The passive form is bunya, fu'ila. Okay. So Islamu, yeah, no issues, yeah. Bunya. Hmm. Bunya is Islam is built upon, right? Or was actually, but we say it is built now, present tense. Now, so this is the Nai file. Okay. Now, قتل علي رضي الله عنه بالكوفة. Ali was killed رضي الله عنه in Kufa. Kufa is a place, right? So where is it? Qutila is the verb, correct. We have to find out the Nai file. Who's the Nai file here? Ali radiallahu anhu. Correct. Nai file. Marfu, always marfu. Because we don't want to say the name of the person who killed him. Right? So Ali was killed. Radiallahu anhu. بالكوفة. لا تفتح المكتبة يوم الجمعة. The library does not open on the day of Jum'ah. مكتبة, correct. تفتح is a مفعول فعل مبني للمجهول. مكتبة, so مكتبة. وجد هذا القلم تحت المكتب. This pen was found under the table. قلم, correct. Correct, قلم. The truth is it is هذا. قلم is the badal. But it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. هذا is the naive file في محل رفع. And we say في محل رفع مبني في محل رفع. And this is the badal. Right? Badal or ismul ishara. But we can say both of them. Yeah. تقطع يد السارق. The hand of the thief is قطع يقطع 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 تقطع. Yadu, correct. Naam, accent. Yadu, yadu, right? Qata yaqta, the hand of the thief is chopped, is cut. لا يسمع الأذان في بيتنا. Azan is not heard in a is not being heard in a house. Azan, correct? No, very easy. يسمع يفعل pattern. Huh? يجب أن يكتب العنوان بخط واحد. And the address must be written in clear handwriting. خط واضح, clear handwriting. عنوان is the address. يجب أن يكتب العنوان. So what's the knife file? What should be written بخط واحد واضح. عنوان, correct. نعم صحيح. قبض النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو ابن 63 سنة. قبض يقبض قبض. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم was قبض, I could translate this as was taken. Qab was seized. I mean, he passed away. قبض صلى الله عليه وسلم وهو ابن, and he was, ibnu means doesn't mean son of. This is a way of them saying his age. Another way of saying وهو ابن, and he was at the age of. Right? They just say like that. Right? أنا ابن أنا ابن 27 سنة. Right? وهو ابن ثلاث, and he was 3 and 63 years at that time. Right? This is the way they say ibnu. I don't know why, but that's the way they say. So the Prophet ﷺ passed away when he was ثلاث وستين سنة, 63 years. تأمل ما يلي. Examine the following, ponder on the following. جلس الطالب, the student sat. هنا, so he's explaining majhool, right? هنا الطالب فاعل. Here الطالب is the فاعل, right? الفاعل يتقدمه فعل مبني للمعلوم. Right? الفاعل, right? What precedes of يتقدم? So the فعل precedes it. You might get confused with the statement. تقدم يتقدم, this is form 5. We'll learn in the future, inshallah. But so the فعل precedes it. This is the فعل of يتقدم. So you might get confused. يتقدمه فعل. So فاعل precedes the فعل. No. The verb comes before. So the verb jalasa at-talibu is the fa'il. The verb precedes is coming before the uh, fa'il, right? So this is a confusing. Yataqaddamuhu fi'lun. Fi'l is actually coming before. You might think fa'il is coming before. No. This has no relation to this verb. And the fi'l comes before the fa'il. In what? Which verb? Mabniyun, which is built upon. That is mabni lil ma'lum. That is the active verb. Ma'lum means we know ma'lum. Huh? But what happens when, once again, this sentence, please. Jalasa talibu. Huna at-talibu fa'ilun. Right? In this sentence, he's given a sentence. Jalasa talibu. He's giving this sentence. In this sentence, at-talibu is the fa'il. Yes, fa'il, right? He's the one who's sitting. Al-fa'ilu. The fa'il, it's the way they say. It's weird in English, but that's how they say, right? Like Zaidun ra'aytuhu amsi, right? Zaid, I saw him yesterday. Right, so it should actually be Zaidan, but still Zaidun ra'aytuhu amsi. Al fa'ilu, the fa'il. Forget about this. This is actually confusing. The fa'il precedes the fa'il because there's a rule that because if you're having a who, right, who, then there should be something to go back to. It's called aid. So you cannot just say the fail precedes it. What is this it? So you have to bring file. So that's another thing. But the verb, he could have made it simpler by saying al fi'lu yataqaddamu al fa'il. This is what he wants to say. The fail comes before the file, right? Generally speaking, right? Very simple order. What's the very simple order in Arabic? Verb, subject, object, right? This is the general rule. It generally happens, right? Mm. But sometimes if it's a pronoun, the object comes before. So verb, object, subject also happens, huh? If it's a pronoun. خلقه الله. Allah created him. So this was happens. But if it is majhul, سئل الطالب. هنا here الطالب is not the file. نائب فاعل. It is نائب file, deputy file. الفاعل. Again, this is forget about it. يتقدمه فعل. The فعل precedes the sorry نائب file. He's saying نائب الفاعل يتقدمه فعل. So فعل precedes the نائب file again. Which فعل مبني للمجهول, the passive form. It's just confusing us. We know this already. We know this already. Okay. فعل file. فعل نائب file. خلاص. This is what he wants to say. The order, right? The order uh, of the of the verbs of the sentence. Now, we know this already. Nothing new here. لاحظ أن الفعل الماضي المبني للمجهول يكسر ما قبل آخره. Notice that the فعل ماضي مبني للمجهول, that is the passive ماضي verb, يكسر ما قبله. Right, one second please. Now, notice in the Madi, what is Lahiz is not Lahada Yulahidu, form 3. We learn future. Form 3, we see an alif, right? It's form 3. Notice Lahada Yulahidu, Lahid. أن الفعل الماضي المبني للمجهول. لاحظ يلاحظ that the verb ماضي مبني للمجهول, that is the ماضي, past, passive form, يكسر ما قبل آخره. It is made kasra, right, of the second last letter. قبل آخره is second last. آخر is the last. قبل آخره is before the last letter. That's the second last letter. Right? So فعل pattern. ويضم كل متحرك قبله. And every mutaharrik means what? Which has some fatha dhamma kasra, anything which does not have a sukun. That is called mutaharrik, right? Sakin mutaharrik. And every mutaharrik is given a dhamma, right? Qablahu, before the second last letter. Nahwa, kataba, kutiba, right? Like kataba, kutiba. The rule is very important. This is also applied to the mazid fihi babs. Second last letter, give a kasra, and any letter, mutaharrik letter before it, if it does not have a sukun, give a dhamma. Like we did an example, istansara, from 10, right? Or istaghfara, for example. Istaghfara, right? How do you make it? So this has e staghfara, right? So you leave the last letter, second last letter, give it a kasra, and before that give it dhamma if it is not a sukun. So e has a kasra, so give it u. Can you write it big? 1 second. Okay. Istaghfara, it becomes u, correct? And then Seen has a sukun, so we leave it like that. Ta has a fatha, it becomes a dhamma again. Ghain has a sukun, leave it like that. And Fa has a fatha, but it's the second last letter. Give it a kasra here. So it becomes ustughfira. Forgiveness was sought. Right? You get used to it. You need not do all these steps all the time. Istaghfara, ustughfira. Okay. Once again, please. All right. See, we have this verb. 10, form 10, right? Is tagh, fa, ra. What happened? We see the first letter. First letter is a kasra. Change it into a dhamma. Seen has a sukun, leave it like that. Ta has a fatha. Change it into a dhamma. And ghain. Ghain has a sukun, leave it like that. Fa is second last letter. Give it kasra. Ra, leave it like that because it's the last letter. Last letter you don't touch. So it became ustughfira. Right? Ustughfira. Okay. This rule is very important for making any verb. Any verb, this is the rule. Second last letter, give it a kasra. Any letter before it, mutaharrik, huh? Not with sukun. Sukun you don't touch. Leave them. Yeah? Any mutaharrik verb, letter, change it into a dhamma. Hmm? Like aslama. Aslama. This is form 4. Right? Aslama. So he accepted Islam. So it should take a dhamma. It's not taking in mind, but still it has a dhamma, by the way. You leave a sukun, and this is what? Second last letter. Give a kasra, and this should uslima. Yes, okay, like that. Or you can say tabassama. He smiled. This is form 5. We'll learn in the future, inshallah. Tabassama. He smiled. Form 5. So now tubussim. Yeah. To bu because scenes are joined together, we'll give all of them kasra. Tubussima. Hmm? Tubussima. Then inqalaba. It turned, form 7. This is form 7. Inqalaba. Unquliba. So in dhamma. Noon has a sukun, leave it like that. Qalaba, give a dhamma. And this is the second last letter. Unquliba. It was turned. Right? Very rare, huh? Mazid fi Majhool. He never brings all this in book 3. So I'm just telling you. He doesn't teach this because learning the forms itself is important. But still, I'm teaching you because it comes very rarely. Right? Passive, first using Mazid fi, and then it's passive. It's not so common. But we know, Alhamdulillah. Right? Okay. Okay. Ibn al-Af'al al-Atiyah lil-Majhool. Ibni is Bana Yabni Ibni. Amr. Make al-Af'al al-Atiyah, the following verbs, Majhool. Right? Make them Majhool. So how do you make them? Daraba. Very easy. Help me out there. Daraba. Duriba. So, yeah. Maybe we'll go horizontally. Shariba. Very easy. Shuriba. Right? He was made to drink. Shuriba. Sami'a, sumi'a. Ghasala, ghusila. You get used to it. Ghusila. Dhabaha, zubiha. Akhadha, ukhidha. It was taken. Ukhidha. Bana. Bana. This is naqis. What happens? The ya opens up. Buniya. Bana, the ya opens up. Bunya. Bunyal Islamu. Ala khams. Buniya. The ya opens. Hafidha. To memorize. Hufidha. Hufidha. It was memorized. Hufidha al-Quran fi salasati awam. Quran generally is memorized in 3 years or 4 years, whatever. Hufidha al-Quran. Walada, wulida. Walada is to give birth. Wulida, to be born. Right? Wulida means to be born. Because what else can be there, right? We cannot say birth was being given. So Bulida means born. Sala, he asked. Suila, he was asked. Right? Wajada, he found. Wujida, it was found, or he was found. Khara, Korea. This is a scary photo. Huh? He looks like he's so scary. Now, he doesn't look like he's reading. He's like scheming something. Uh, this is all Madi. Now, for Mudare, same rule, but the second last letter gets a fatha. That's it. Same rule. لاحظ, notice أن الفعل المضارع المبني للمجهول Like that the fi'l mudari mabni al majhul yudammu awwaluhu. The first letter also gets a dhamma. That's obviously same thing. Yeah? وَيُفْتَحُ مَا قَبْلَ آخِرِهِ. And the second last letter gets a fatha. Yuftahu. Like yaktubu, yuktabu. Yastansiru, yustunsaru. Okay. He didn't say um, uh, kullu mutaharrik before that, right? Every mutaharrik. So he didn't say that, but I think it's there from what I remember. Right? Oh, it doesn't happen, I think. Oh, it doesn't happen in this. You tabassum. Like I need some. Mm, It doesn't happen, I think. Let me check the verb conjugation sheet. Yeah. Best way. Because I remember. No, I think it doesn't happen. Yes, it does happen. He's right. Yeah. Three letter. I need mazid fihi. Like form 10 or something. What is this? This is fatah. This is fine. Uh, well, mujarrad is going on. I want well mazid. Let me go to the index. Yeah, I want mazid fihi. Um, Mazid. Okay, Mazid Sulasi is here. But what number is it? Mazid Sulasi from two. Yeah, we can say 200 numbers of. Okay, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, 210, 220. Okay, let's go to 20, 200. I just skipped one. 200. Yeah, fa'ala. Okay, we can't see in this. Oh, we can't see in this. Let us go to form 10. Right? We can't see in this because yufa'ilu is fine. Where's istafala from 10? From 8 according to him. 280. Okay. 280. I'm sorry, I'm just confused. Because he might be right. We leave the fathas. Only the first letter dhamma, second last letter. Uh, okay, this is istafala. Use. Yeah, yeah. He's right. See, yastafilu. You don't change this into yustafalu. No, no. Okay. The second last letter before that dhamma is only for madi, not for mudare. Correct. So yustafalu. Yustafalu. Okay. Correct. This is the rule. Remember this for Mazid Fihi also. So let's try some for Mazid Fihi. For example, Yastaghfiru. First Dhamma, second last letter Fatha. Correct. That's it. Nothing to change after that. We leave it like that. Yastaghfiru. So first Dhamma. Okay. Easier than Madi. You leave it like that. Yustaghfaru. Right? Forgiveness is being start. Please repeat the rule for present. The present rule is second last letter Fatha, the first letter Dhamma. That's it. Nothing changing after that. No need to change anything else. First letter Dhamma, second last letter Fatha. Dhamma Fatha. Khalas. For Madi, it was a little complicated. Second last letter Kasra and the previous letter Mutaharrik ones give it a Dhamma. But here we are not changing anything. Dhamma Fatha for Mudare. Dhamma Fatha. For here, change Kasra. Right? There also it was Dhamma Kasra. But for changing every Mutaharrik. Right? Dhamma Kasra, Dhamma Fatha. But the in Madi, every Mutaharrik changes. But in Mudare, only first letter changes into Dhamma. Okay? Only the first letter. I was under the assumption that this also changes, but it does not. Right? It does not. Yustaghfaru. Forgiveness is being sought. So Madi Dhamma Kasra, but all Mutaharrik. So you can remember Dhamma Kasra Mutaharrik. But here, first letter Dhamma, like Dhamma Fatha, but only the first letter Dhamma. Okay. I hope it is clear. All right. Inshallah. In Madi, Dhamma, every mutaharrik, Dhamma. Second last letter, Kasra. In Mudare, first letter Dhamma, not Mutaharrik. First letter Dhamma, that is the harful Mudare. That is right. First letter Dhamma, second last letter, Fatha. Dhamma Kasra, Dhamma Fatha. Madi Mudar. Okay. Now, Dhamma Kasra, Dhamma Fatha. Khalas. But Dhamma in Mutaharrik in Madi. Here, harful Mudare. First letter. So Yaktubu becomes Yuktabu. Now, change into passive. So Yashrabu, help me out with this, please. Yashrabu, Yushrabu. Yafhamu, Yufhamu. Correct? Being understood. It is being understood. Ya'budu, Yu'badu. Yu'badu lasnam. Idols are being worshipped في هذا البلد, in this country. يخلق يخلق. He is being created, or it is being created, or something. يقطع يقطع. It is being cut. يشرح يشرح. يشرح الدرس. The lesson is being explained. يشرح. يسأل يسأل. نعم. يأخذ يؤخذ. يؤخذ. It is being taken. يؤخذ. We change the alif into a waw. Yabni. Now, the problem with this is, if we get this fatha, we cannot say yubnai. No, we cannot do. So what this happens is this ya changes into a yubna, changes into alif maqsura, yubna. Right? We can see the answers also. Yubna, here it is. It's written like this. Yubna. It is being built. Right? Yubna. Yalidu, the wow comes back. We talked about this last class. Yalidu, yuladu. He is being born. Or something like that. Yulad. Yulad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. يولد. He gives a star. لاحظ أن واو المثال لا تحذف. Notice that the wow of misal does not disappear, does not is not omitted. Right? تحذف. This is also dhamma fatha, right? This is also majhool. مضارع. في مضارع المبني للمجهول. In مضارع مبني للمجهول. In مضارع passive. يكوي يكوى. يكوى القميص. The shirt is being ironed. يجد, help me out with this. Yajidu, he finds. It is being found. It is misal. Wajada yajidu. So, yujadu. Wow comes back. Correct. Yujadu. Yad'u, the wow again changes into a alif maqsura. Yud'a. Right? He is being called. Yud'a rajulu. The man is being called. Yud'a. Right? You write it like this. Yud'a. They are being called. Yud'auna. It comes in the Quran. Yud'auna. They are being called. Ila Jahannam, they will be they are being called to the Jahannam. Yazinu, yuzan. Oh, let me show. Yo, how to write what? You want to see the answers? Answers has this. Yuda, it is written here. See, Yuda. That's why I have the answers, right, available, because it saves us a lot of time. Because then some answers are very difficult. Also, even I don't know. I mean, I might forget. Okay. Now, Yuda. Then yafhamu, yufhamu. That is fine. Yazinu, yuzanu. Yuzanu, how do you write? Yuzanu is written like this. Now, okay. Tamal il misal amsilat al atiya. Ponder on the following examples. So majhul should be clear. Be it 3 letter, 4 letter, 5, whatever comes. Mutaharrik damma in madi, and second last letter kasra. Damma kasra in madi. In mudar damma fatha. But the first letter only dhamma in mudar. Mudar is easier than madi. Madi, you have to change every mutarik. Okay? It doesn't have a sukun. Dhamma, dhamma, dhamma. Right? So he gives examples how the file disappears, because in majhul the file disappears. Fahimat tullabud darsa. The students understood the lesson. So we have to remove the file, right? Fuhimat darsu. The lesson was understood. So this becomes naib file. So you see, Maf'ulun bihi changes into naib file, right? From here to here, here to here. Naib file is always maf'ulun. The object changes into naib file. The file, where's the file go? It disappears. That's why we're using the passive, right? We don't know who understood it. The teachers understood, the student. We don't care about it. We are worried that we are talking about that the lesson was understood. Khalas. Fatahal bawwabul baba. The doorman opened the door. Right? The doorman. Bawwab is the gate man, whatever. Watchman. Huh? Bawwab, the doorman. So futihal babu. The door was opened. Khalas. Saraqal lissus. Doorkeeper. Yeah. Fine. Now I'm doorkeeper. We have this in restaurants nowadays. They wear a hat or something, no? And they say, "Oh, salam alaikum, please get in." Sadaqa lissu sa'atahu. In restaurants nowadays, we have those, right? Darban kind of, they'll wear this hat and so on. We used to say hi when going to a restaurant to those guys. Sadaqa lissu sa'atahu. The this guy, Lis is the thief. The Lis is thief. The thief stole his watch. Sa'ata. Oh, Sa'ata who it should be. This is wrong. Sa'ata who. And the thief stole his watch. So Suriqat Sa'atu. See, we are changing it to Muannas. Why? Nai file is Muannas. You change it into Muannas. Obviously, right? Suriqat Sa'atuhu. His watch was stolen. Suriqat. يفتح التجار الدكاكين الآن. يفتح, sorry, I read it wrong. يفتح التجار الدكاكين الآن. The traders open or are opening the shops now. Huh? So the kakin is غير عاقل jama, so you have to use muannas. So yaftahu becomes yuftahu, but you have to change it to feminine. So tuftahu. See, tuftahu dakakinul ana. The shops are being opened now. Dukkan plural is dakakin, right? Dakakin, dukkan, shops. Okay, so he just wants us to learn that the object, the maf'ulun bihi, is changed into na'ib fa'il. And what is na'ib fa'il? I didn't understand what was incorrect in previous sentence. Where? Oh, this saat tatu, he wrote. This one, saat tatu. You see? This, it's saatuhu. Misprint. Yeah. Saat tatu. Okay. All right. So he says, بعد بناء this is what shops are being opened. بعد بناء الفعل المجهول. So after the فعل مجهول, bina is making. That's the master of bana yabni bina. After the making of فعل مجهول, or after building up, not building, after forming, yeah, you could say forming the فعل مجهول, يحذف الفاعل. And this is also majhul now. So you see all majhuls in the Quran, they are like almost each page has majhul verbs. Right? This happened, that happened. Yuhzaful, almost, yeah, almost each page, or very common. Yuhzaful fa'ilu. The fa'il is yuhzafu, is omitted. وَيَحِلُّ الْمَفْعُولُ بِهِ مَحَلَّهُ. يَحِلُّ حَلَّ يَحِلُّ, to take someone's place. One of the meaning is to take someone's place. So maf'ulun bihi takes his place. Mahallahu is, mahal is place, right? Mahal is place. Nowadays they use for shop and so on. We use in Urdu, mahal means mahal, Taj Mahal. But mahal literally meant a place. So وَيَحِلُّ الْمَفْعُولُ بِهِ مَحَلَّهُ. So مفعول به محله takes its place. محل محله مرفوعا. It is always مرفوعا ويسمى نائب فاعل. سمى يسمي, that is the form 2 it is with naqis, so it becomes majhul. This is also majhul. See, dhamma fatha, second last letter fatha, dhamma, first letter dhamma. Yusamma, it is named, it is called naib fa'il. ابن الافعال في الجمل الاتيه للمجهول. So we have to change the sentences into majhul. Okay. Okay. Very important thing in this exercise is we have to delete the file. Okay, no files please. So help me out, inshallah, it'll be a good exercise. يشرح المدرس الدرس مرتين. The teacher explains the lesson twice. مرتين is twice. So yushrahu, and then I need another word. Yushrahu. After that, ad-darsu. Correct. So what we are doing is here, delete the file, make it, how do you make it majhul? First letter dhamma, second letter is anyways fatha. So because fatha, so no need to do anything. Yushrahu darsa becomes darsu. Khalas. Yushrahu darsu marratain. The lesson is being explained twice. Right? Twice. Yushrahu darsu marratain. Ma salaba al-yahud al-masiha. Salaba yaslubu, to crucify. Right? Cross, crucify. So the Jews did not crucify Al-Masih, Isa alayhi salam. So Yahud, delete the Yahud, the file, and then Salaba will become Su. This is the Madi, right? So second last letter is Lam. Suliba, yeah. Ma sulibal Masihu. Masih was not crucified. And Ma sulibal Masihu. Naifile, right? Naifile. We can see the answers also. Ma sulibal Masihu. يقرأ الطالب الدرس بصوت عال. The student reads the lesson with a loud voice. يقرأ, correct. طالب will be deleted. الدرس. The lesson is being read in a loud voice. بصوت عال. الدرس, yeah. يقرأ الدرس بصوت عال. Here we can see that. يقرأ الدرس بصوت عال. يعبد الناس الأوثان في كثير من البلاد. يعبد الناس. People worship أوثان. وثن, أوثان. وثن with a tha. Idols. Sanam or asnam, idols. Same thing. Wathan, awsan. Sanam, asnam. Sanam with a sad. Fi kasir min al bilad. So idols are worshipped, not worshipped. People worship idols in a lot of countries. So yu'badu, correct? Yu'badul awsanu fi kathir min al oh, tu'badu. Because awsan is ghair aqil jama. So we cannot say yu'badu. Naam. Tu'badu. Correct? Tu'badu. See? That's why we have answers, so that we can correct ourselves. Tu'badul awsan. We have to be careful of feminine also. Now, tu'badul awsanu في كثير من البلاد. نعم. منع المدير الطلاب المتأخرين من الدخول. Careful with this one. Because the nat also you have to make it marfu. The principals stop the late students from entering. So mana will become munia. Munia. Munia tullabu. And then what does this become? How do you make it marfu? متأخرين becomes أولى. correct. نعم صحيح. So منع الطلاب المتأخرون من الدخول. منع الطلاب المتأخرون من الدخول. أولى. إينا becomes أولى. لم يخلق الله مثلهم. Allah did not create like them. يخلق becomes لم يخلق. Lam yukhlaq. This is lam majhul, right? This got a kasra because of lafzul jalala, but it's actually a sukun. Lam yukhlaq misluhum. Lahum becomes misluhum. Lam yukhlaq misluhum. Lam yukhlaq. It comes in Surah Al-Fajr, right? Right. They were not. Their lights were not created. تبني الحكومة مسجدا جميلا في حينا. The government built a beautiful masjid in our locality, in our society. So tabni will become, careful with this one. You have to look at the object. Is it masculine or feminine? Masjid is masculine. So it will become Yubna, correct? Yubna. Yubna masjidun jamilun fi hayyina. Right? Yubna masjidun jamilun fi hayyina. يبنى مسجد جميل في حينا. صب الرجل القهوة في الفناجين. Finjan is cup, right? So the man poured the coffee in cups. Right? This man is pouring. Such a bad drawing, huh? Uh, mm, they look so scary, everyone. Mm. Subba, yeah, subba. Subba al-qahwatu fil fanajini. Subba. Subba. Because it was actually subiba. And again, we'll do it idgham, it becomes subba. It's so in hajja hujja, subba. Subba al-qahwatu fil fanaji. Coffee was poured. Oh, muannas again. Oh, stuff. Subbatil qahwatu fil fanaji. Subbatil qahwatu fil fanajin. Muannas again. Qahwa is muannas. Now, ma'arafa at-tullab ismahu. Uh, the students did not know his name. His name was not known. Ma'urifa ismuhu. Ma'urifa ismuhu. Ma'urifa ismuhu. His name was not known. لا يجد الناس السمك في السوق هذه الأيام. People do not find fish in the market these days because fishes are on strike. So they're not available. So يجد becomes لا يوجد. نعم. لا يوجد السمك في السوق هذه الأيام. The fish are not available in the market these days. هذه الأيام. Okay. Uh, how much do we have? I'm just checking. 2, 3. Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. We need one more class. Yeah, 17 bits. So this was all majhool, majhool, majhool. How much time do you have? We have 10 more minutes. Yeah. Okay. We'll do this table, yeah. And then we can do this also, maybe. Okay, let's see. What is teaching us very easy. It's just that mafulun bihi. Tammal mayali. Example. This is something else now. This is something else now. أسألك المدير عن الغياب. أسئلت عن الغياب. Not something else. It's just conjugation of the sulta, sultuma, sultum. So please go slow. Don't finish all, please. No, we'll not finish all. Yeah. Now this is little confusing. What happens here is this is sa'alaka. This is a mansub form of the attached form, right? So we have to change this ka to a madfu attached form, which is only with verbs. Ta tumatum ti tumatunna. Not the ka kumakum. Ka kumakum are majrur or mansub forms, right? If you remember about the pronouns, we did this. Right? This is the majrur or mansub form. It can never be the marfu. Marfu is this form, ta. Okay. So as'alaka al-mudiru anil ghiyab. Did the principal ask you about being absent? Ghiyab is absence. As-su'ilta anil ghiyab. So we'll delete this mudir and then this ka will be changed into a ta. So a little confusing this is, because you need to know all these pronouns attached, how to change them. Like as'alakum al-mudir anil ghiyab. So we'll say as-su'iltum. So it says idha. Once again, see, this is what majrur or mansub, right? But this is mansub because we know there's a verb here, right? So this is what the mafulun bihi. So the mafulun bihi is a pronoun here, right? Is a pronoun. You can see it's a pronoun. Now to change a attached pronoun as naifal, you have to make it marfu, right? You have to make it marfu. It has to be marfu. So how will you make it marfu, the attached pronoun? Remember the verbs which falta, faltuma, falti, faltum, falti, faltuma, faltunna. All those are marfu forms. They attach marfu form. The huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, unna are the detached marfu forms. The attached are with the verbs because they are the files. So sa'alaka, so yeah, now. So this will become su'ila, but because this ka, we cannot say asu'ila anta. We cannot do that. Anta is fine, but that's not the way we do it. Asu'ila anta. Where you asked. No, we say asu'ilta. Khalas. Nice. Asu'ilta. It's just the conjugation of it. Suila, suila, suilu, suilat, suilata, suilna, suilta, sultama, sultum. That's it. That's it. He wants to teach us that ka will be changed. So literally you have to think about this. إذا كان المفعول به ضميرا, if the مفعول به is a pronoun, أتي بضمير, أتى يأتي, this is also majhul. ضمير is brought, الرفع ليحل محله, حل يحل is to take a place, to take its place. So مرفوع, ضمير is brought, مرفوع. كما يتضح من الجدولين التاليين, as it is clear from the following. Jadwal is a table, taliyan is dual, right? So from the two following tables, as can be seen from the first verbs is the madi and second the muna. So notice he's just giving the conjugation. Jadwal al fi'l al madi, right? So he's giving like an example. See here, this is what al fi'l al mabniyu lil ma'lum. This is ma'lum, this is active voice. So sa'alahu al mudarrisu. Now I want to make it majhul, this sentence. How do I do it? I delete the file, change into suila. What will I do with who? I'll delete that also, because suila means it is understood. File nai file is mustatir. Suila. So where is the nai file? Damirun mustatirun. Damirun mustatirun. Now, damirun mustatirun. Okay. And so you see this? Sa'alahul mudarrisu suila damirun mustatirun. Sa'alahum al-mudarrisu. Sa'alahumul mudarrisu. So I'll delete this. I'll delete this. And then this hum will be made into a wow. Right? Will be changed into a wow. Why? Because that's how suhilu. They were asked. You cannot say suhilu hum. Right? You'll change sa'ala into suhilu. And then hum, you cannot do that. You have to change into a wow. Right? Al wow is the nai file. So this is a little confusing, because again, you don't get an active exercise like this that you have to convert, because you see suilu, you understand they are being asked. It's just the conjugation is trying to teach by this example. How do you do it? You put a wow. Suilu. Sa'ala hal abu, right? The father asked her. So how will you say you want to delete the father and then you want to delete her also? The sala will become suila, and then she was being also suilat. Damir mustatir nai file also. Sala hunnal abu. Again, hunna, you'll delete this, su'ila, and then you'll change it to su'ilna. Like the verb, just remember the verb, right? Sa'ala su'ilna. Khalas. Hunna came here, so change it into what is the corresponding for su'ila, su'ila, su'ilu, su'ilat, su'ilata, su'ilna. And noon is the naib file. Sa'ala kal mudarrisu. Again, su'ilta. Right? So this is the conjugation. Atta is the change. Sa'alakumul mudarrisu. Su'iltum. Tum. Right? Tum is the naib file. These are all naib files. Sa'alakil abu. So how do you make this? Don't look at that table. Put a hand here. Delete this. Then sa'alaki. Oh, so sa'alti. Change. Oh, this. Anytime you see a ka, change into a ta. Sa'alti. I mean, not sa'ala. You have to change this also. Su'ilti. Right? Correct. Su'ilti. Atta is the naib file. Nam sa'ala kunnal abu. Right? So kunna is there. So change the ka into a ta, very shortcut. And change this also. Su'il tunna. Correct. Tunna is an I file. Okay. Sa'alanil mudarrisu. This is this, delete this. Sa'ala change it to su'il. And then ya is there, no? So what is the file to? So su'il to, I was asked. Atta is an I file. Sa'alanal mudarrisu. The teacher asked us. Sa'alanal mudarrisu. So this will become what? Change into su'il. And then na will be na, right? Fa'alna. So same thing. Fa'alna. Fa'alna. Su'ilna. Right? Na is the na file. Now that's it. Okay. We'll see the mudari also same thing. Yeah. Same thing. We just change the starting one. So little confusing, a little but very rare. All the conjugations very rare. Inshallah. And then we'll do the. So next time, what we'll do is read the Madi again, right? Yeah, it's just a conjugation of it. That's it. Basically, is that's that. Conjugation of past Majhool. Nam, inshallah ta'ala. We'll read this again, or maybe not. It's just the conjugation. We'll read from your muthaf, inshallah, next week, inshallah. If you have a class, inshallah. Because I might not take class next week, inshallah. Okay. So let's see. Inshallah. Barakallahu fikum, jazakallahu khairan. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi